Oh, wait, one more thing. You want to find a really great way to hide, say, your microphone when you, especially like the Rode Wireless Go. This works for the Rode Wireless Go only. So I have a bit of a confession to make. I came very close to selling my A7 III. And there's really only one thing that saved it that I want to talk about here that I just find that's fantastic. So you're probably wondering, hey, what in the world would possess you to want to sell the A7 III? It's one of the best cameras on the market for the price. And I have to agree, it is. But what had happened was, I picked up the Canon EOS R, and I know it's upside down, but yeah, so I picked up the Canon EOS R. Out of the blue, for some reason, I just had a desire to use the Canon EOS R, and it had everything to do with that flip out screen, guys. And I'm telling you, Sony, I know you're not listening. Not many people are watching this video, but that is enough to make people want to switch. And so I picked it up, but I still kept the A7 III. And well, while using this camera, I decided to, well, I didn't really decide, it just happened. This camera sat for like 4 months, 4 or 5 months. And well, this past October, I decided, you know, I really need to sell this camera if I'm not gonna use it. The A7 III, that is. So what I decided to do, I said I wanted to be 100% sure I wanted to sell the A7 III. Because, you know, you can sell something in the heat of the moment and think you're over it, but you make a mistake. And I've done that before. I've sold things when I wasn't completely done with them, and I regretted it to this day. But, you know, so being that as it may, I didn't want to do that with the A7 III. So I took all of November to basically shoot on the A7 III here. And I have to admit, one feature saved me from selling it, and that's the picture profiles. Now listen, don't get me wrong, the A7 III is a fantastic camera. There's many other reasons you would want to keep the A7 III. It's a professional camera. You have dual card slots. It's a low light beast. They have a really great camera lens lineup now, and now you're starting to get all these great third-party lenses like Sigma and Tamron. They're really starting to step up their game for Sony and Canon. They've always been making for Canon and I think for Panasonic and things like that. But Sony, you know, this is by far the best bang for your buck when it comes to full frame cameras, period. It just is. It is what it is. This is the king of full frame, I have to admit, at this price range, at the $2,000 price range. But again, the crutch, the only thing that kind of made me not really like using it so much, and it's not the menu system. I actually like their menu system, to be honest. It's the flip out screen. That's why I bought the Canon EOS R. It's the freaking flip out screen. So that was the crutch for me. I just hated the fact that I didn't have a flip out screen. I've primarily been shooting for YouTube only. And you know, the other thing that irritated me was I did have a monitor for this, but if I wanted to shoot in 4K, you lose basically face detection. It disappears. So you don't have face detection when you actually connect this to a monitor and use it for 4K. And I do need to say, in 4K only. It works perfectly fine when it comes to using a monitor and using 1080p. But if you want to up your image quality and go to 4K, you cannot use a monitor for this thing. You can, but you're not gonna get the face detection or face detection. So with all of that, I kind of just lost interest in using the camera. But what saved me was the picture profiles. So if you don't know, I have the RX100 Mark VII, and one of the great things about the RX100 Mark VII, it shares all the same picture profiles as the A7 III. So I fell in love with the HLG2 on the RX100 Mark VII here. And I said, you know what, let me try it all of November and just put this in HLG2. Oh my goodness, man. Now, I had a little difficulty with the RX100 Mark VII in low light situations, and I would kind of just flip back and forth between that and the Canon EOS R. But let me tell you, when I put HLG2, when I put the picture profile 10 on the Sony A7 III, wow. I instantly fell back in love with the A7 III. And truly, honestly, that is the only reason I decided to keep this particular camera. Being that it's full frame, because again, we're talking about 2 full frame cameras. I know there's APS-C cameras out there that are fantastic, but you know, I always want to keep a full frame camera in my lineup here. And well, I don't see much of a difference between some of the APS-C cameras and my RX100 Mark VII. So I wouldn't go that route. I would stick with full frame, but HLG2 has saved me from selling the A7 III. Now pairing that with the full frame and this being a low light monster with a really great lens, I mean, it's just hard to get rid of it. It really is, because I know I would miss this camera. HLG2 is just such a fantastic picture profile. Now, the only thing I don't like about Sony's, and that goes for any Sony, is the over sharpening. So basically what I did, and I just started doing this a few days ago, or a few weeks ago, I would say, I've actually taken my sharpness down to -7 and started, I've started using, and I started actually sharpening in post. So, and it has worked out so much better. Now, if you look at a lot of my videos, you can kind of tell when I'm using Sony's, because it's just, the image is just so sharp, and you can see every single pore in my face. And for the longest, I couldn't figure that out. And I'm like, okay, how in the world do I not lose any sharpness, but bring down the sharpness, or lose any image quality and not have it look so soft to where it just looks really bad on YouTube? Because you obviously know there's compression rates and stuff like that for YouTube. And I've actually done that. I had to actually delete an entire video because I've taken too much sharpness out of one of my videos when I was using the Sony. So yeah, I basically just went to -7 on all of my picture profiles in the Sony cameras, and that goes for the RX100 Mark VII. I really do strongly suggest, because it's very easy. Guys, if you have any video editing software, you can easily sharpen your image back in post, and it takes 1 second just to get it to where you want it to be, and then that's about it. You know exactly every single time where you want it to be. So yes, HLG2 saved me from selling the A7 III. I've fallen back in love with it. Maybe the EOS R might sit on the sidelines. Maybe this will be an A camera again. Man, there's just so much to love about this camera now. HLG2 has brought back that, I guess the fun in shooting with the A7 III, because for a long time, man, it was dark and grim, because I just hate the fact there's no flip out screen. That's a big deal. So I'll see you guys in the next video. If you haven't tried HLG2 and you're still using S-Log2 or S-Log3, S-Log1 or whatever, or Picture Profile 1, I highly suggest trying HLG2. It's fantastic, and I'm late to the party, I know. Plenty of people have been using HLG2 for a long time. Some of your favorite YouTubers have been talking about it, I know, but listen, I'm just finding out about it a month ago. So yeah, I'm gone. See you later. Oh, wait, one more thing. You wanna find a really great way to hide, say, your microphone, when especially like the Rode Wireless Go. This works for the Rode Wireless Go only. Look, I use an undershirt. So awesome. I can use an undershirt and you don't even know I'm wearing a microphone. You would think I have like a boom pole or something, or maybe a shotgun mic. No, look, I'm still wearing pajamas. Don't judge me. I basically just put it right here. You can't even tell. And when I walk, you can't hear anything. It's perfect. Now for you guys, I just wear a tank top. For you girls, you might want to wear an undershirt. And it works perfectly fine. It's awesome. I don't have to worry about it flipping over. It holds it onto my chest. I just thought that was interesting. Okay, all right. Peace, bye. See you in the next video.